If you're like me, you really love when you're getting into your favorite game like Fortnite. Maybe you're playing some World of Warcraft or you're playing some Madden football. What you really like when you're escaping reality and you're just kind of, trying to veg out for a little bit. You've got an hour before you got to go to work, or you got home from work and you got an hour or two before you got to go to bed and do it all over again. You just want to log into a game play a couple quick rounds or knock out a few games and relax. If you're like me, you love seeing divisive political messaging inside that game. That's why I loved when it was in Call of Duty, and I love when Fortnite's doing it now. Now, 2 weeks ago, I believe it was, no, 3 weeks ago, over the 4th of July weekend, Fortnite had put on this virtual show, which was hilariously fired upon by tomatoes endlessly by people viewing it. Now, this thing in the game is not necessarily forced upon you. You can attend it or not, which is, at least if they're going to do it, the bare minimum of what I'd like to see. But now Fortnite's doing it again. Why? Because free press. Fortnite is hosting a We the People panel on voter suppression this week. One of the great hilarious narratives that many will tell, and I will share some statistics with you that may shock and appall you. Now, I think you should vote. If you're in the United States, you absolutely should vote. You have no excuse. I don't want to hear, oh, there's nobody I like, I don't want to vote. You know what? Go and write yourself in. Honor the people that fought for your right to vote. It's a simple thing to do. I don't want to hear you too busy. You can early vote. It's so easy. The idea that voting is incredibly hard is absurd. You can vote weeks ahead of time at most polling places. You can mail your vote in as an absentee ballot. You can do there are numerous ways to get your vote cast. Okay, so I don't want to hear I can't vote. If you want to just say I don't want to, fine, that's your choice. But I think you should. Now, Fortnite has in the past said, hey, we're going to stay out of divisive political issues. We're going to do this. But then slowly the cracks are starting to show. Back in June, they removed squad cars from their game. Now, and then on the 4th of July, they aired this hilarious propaganda video with Van Jones, of all people, in it. And now they've got this new We the People, which features a wide variety of, I think Jalen Rose is on there. I recognize him. I don't really know who any of these other people are. But Opus United presents We the People X More Than a Vote, a series of conversations that bring together a coalition of athletes and entertainers to inspire and empower young adults to take action against voter suppression crisis that is disproportionately impacting black communities. Is it? Well, I'm no expert, okay? And maybe if you show me that there's more data out there that, certainly this is more nuanced, but if I just took the 30,000 foot view at this, during the 2016 election, black voter turnout fell, okay, as a record number of Americans cast ballots. A record 137.5 million Americans voted in 2016's presidential election, according to new data from the U.S. Census Bureau. Overall voter turnout, defined as a share of adult U.S. citizens who cast ballots, was 61.4% in 2016, a share similar to 2012, but below the 63.6% back in 2018. That was, Obama? A number of long-standing trends in presidential elections either reversed or stalled in 2016. As black voter turnout decreased, white voter turnout increased, and non-white share of U.S. electorate remained flat since the 2012 election. Here are some takeaways from the Census Bureau. Black voter turnout rate declined for the first time in 20 years. So for 20 years straight, black vote percentages has been increasing. In fact, in 2012, it outpaced white voters. Or no, wait, I'm trying to follow this. This is black. Yeah, so it outpaced white voters. I mean, it took me 2-second Google search. Now, it did drop in 2016, probably because like many people, they didn't want to choose between a giant douche and a turd sandwich. But ultimately, you're going to tell me there's a disproportionate amount of voter suppression in the black community. Well, the data doesn't support that. Now, to be clear, I think that while there are many ways to vote, many ways to more easily vote than most people would let you believe, I still think it should be easier. I still think that, I mean, if you could convince me that there's a secure way that people can vote, like from work or from while they're in college or something like that, to increase turnout, I'm not against that. But, you know, saying Pokemon Go to the polls doesn't do anything. You have to motivate your base. You have to activate your base. And really, outside of Obama, you know, the youth vote is really what's pathetic. Youth vote is, I don't know if they even have it by age in this particular. Here's millennials versus Gen X. Obviously, millennials voted. By the way, and here's a fun fact too for you. I mean, I hate to be dropping all these facts, but if we look at who votes, but then contrast it with who whines, okay? This is Pew Research. This isn't like some random website, okay? Who do you think by age group whines about the election more? Silver, boomers, Gen Xers, or millennials? Okay, I know. You said, slap like if you said millennials. But who do they have to blame? Who do they have to blame but themselves? Millennials turn out in voting numbers significantly lower than Gen X, boomer, and silver. Like, I mean, it is absurd. 50% of millennials vote. You get on Twitter, you'd think these people were out there on the, you know, stumping it on the ground and out there registering their friends. You know what I do when I vote? I wear that sticker. That's it. That sticker's enough to shame people who are friends of mine that didn't vote. And, you know, they'll say, oh, you voted today. And I'll say, yeah, you probably should have too. And that's it. Shame, I say, like, jokingly. But get out of here. The people that want to rely on emotion to convince you to agree with them always seem to ignore facts. Now, Fortnite is holding its second We the People panel this week, this time focusing on the topic of voter suppression. You know, get off your butt and go vote. I don't want to hear it. You want to put systems in place for physically disabled people to vote? I'm in. How can we make that easier for them? Okay? Otherwise, really, you have 3 years and 50 weeks to prepare a 30-minute window of your time. This is all bollocks. I don't want to hear that you can't vote. Even before it began hosting We the People, Fortnite was experimenting with how to use its massive reach to offer players more than just a game. Yeah, because that's what they want. That idea saw its most spectacular implementations when Fortnite held a virtual Travis Scott concert, complete with stunning visual and massive avatar of the rapper towering over the crowd. Fortnite has also hosted the exclusive Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker previews and recent Christopher Nolan Film Festival at its in-game movie theater. I mean, great. I wonder what the turnout was like for that stuff compared to this. The upcoming We the People More Than a Vote panel will follow the original We the People screening using the Fortnite for a considerably more important discussion. Debuting on July 28th, which is today at 6 p.m. Eastern, the panel will discuss the problem of voter suppression in the United States, which Epic Games notes disproportionately affects black communities. The panel will consist of a mix of athletes, rappers, and activists, including Jason Howard and Jalen Rose. You know what I'd want to see? I'd want to see if these people, who are all millionaires, voted last year in the last election. Did they vote? What is their voting records? Did they get off their asses and go vote? Or are they just going to tell everyone else to do it? That's the problem with this stuff. Be responsible for yourself. 50% of millennials didn't even vote. Are you joking? Millennials got nothing but time. All I hear about, oh, it's so hard to find a job. Oh, I got nothing to do. Go vote. It is such a cop-out. Epic Games has said for a while now that it plans to turn Fortnite into a digital entertainment and hangout space in addition to being one of the world's most popular video games. Events like Travis Scott concert proved that it was possible. The new We the People panels are showing Fortnite could serve as a platform for more than even Epic Games may had been intending. As a game with a low barrier to entry, massive reach, and a large audience of younger players, it makes a perfect venue to hold educational events that can expose players to conversation. It's propaganda. It's not education, all right? It has a clear directive and slant, and it has a plan to try and convince people of a thing. It's propaganda. Now, as long as these things remain optional inside of Fortnite, you won't hear much from me other than making fun of it. But it's just one small step now to start requiring people to see it or forcing it on people. What would people say if this was a Trump rally inside of Fortnite? You know? It's ridiculous. Keep this stuff out of the video games. It's all the self-congratulatory, self-important fart sniffing from Hollywood celebs and news readers think they're really reaching the kids. The kids are laughing at you. They're throwing cop cars at the screen. They're throwing tomatoes at you. You're a joke. Look at holding yourself responsible. Teach your kids to be responsible for their own decisions. And that's when you'll start to see change. Not putting some propaganda on a bulletin board in Fortnite. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.